Look at yourself. No, don't look at the curated image you've plastered on social media. Look at the person staring back in the mirror when the lights go out and the noise of the world finally dies down. You are a liar. You wake up every single morning and you perform a ritual of self-mutilation. You trim your ambitions because they are too loud for your friends. You swallow your insights because they are too sharp for your colleagues. You dye the vibrant, pink-hued essence of your soul into a dull, flat black just so you can blend into the shadows of the mediocre. You call this maturity. You call this fitting in. Steelmind calls it a slow-motion suicide of the spirit. You are living the tragedy of Mitsuri Kanroji long before she ever picked up a blade. You remember her, don't you? The girl with the neon hair and the strength of a titan, weeping in the dark because she was told her appetite was disgusting and her power was unfeminine. You are weeping too, even if your eyes are dry. You are starving yourself of your own greatness because you are terrified that if you truly showed up in all your raw, unbridled, too-muchness, the world would turn its back on you. But here is the brutal truth you've been running from. The world has already turned its back on you. It doesn't see you. It only sees the mask you've built to appease it. And the most agonizing part, that mask is getting heavy. It's starting to crack. You can feel the pressure of the monster inside you, the talent, the hunger, the visceral need to be extraordinary, and you are spending all your energy trying to keep that monster locked in a cage of politeness. Ask yourself, how much longer can you hold the door shut? How much more of your life are you willing to trade for a seat at a table where you aren't even liked, just tolerated? I've been there. I remember the suffocating silence of a room where I knew the answer, where I had the vision to change everything, but I stayed quiet. I stayed quiet because I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be the one who made others feel small by being big. I chose to be small so they could feel comfortable. And that night, I didn't sleep. I felt a physical sickness in my gut, a rot that comes from betraying your own potential. That is the personal scar we all carry, the memory of the times we chose safety over our own truth. The steel mind does not seek comfort. It seeks the heat of the forge. If you are here, watching this, it's because you are tired of the mask. You are tired of being a diluted version of yourself. You are ready to stop apologizing for the space you take up. Society is a machine designed to produce average. It loves symmetry. It loves predictability. It loves things that fit into neat little boxes. But you were born with a muscle density 8 times that of a normal human. I am not talking about your physique. I am talking about your internal intensity. When you love with a ferocity that scares people. When you work, you have a hunger that makes others look lazy. When you think, you see layers that others ignore. And instead of crowning you for this, society tries to medicate you, shame you, or humble you. They told Mitsuri she was a freak. They told her that no one would ever want a woman who could out-eat a dozen men and outlift a dozen soldiers. So, she did what you are doing right now. She tried to shrink. She changed her diet. She changed her hair. She practiced her weakness until she could play the part of the fragile maiden perfectly. But here is the logic of the forge. You can try to hammer a broadsword into the shape of a needle, but it will never sew a fine seam. It will only become a useless, mangled piece of metal. You are currently a mangled piece of metal. You are no longer the powerhouse you were meant to be. And you are a terrible, average person because your nature keeps breaking through. Why do you think you feel so much anxiety? Why do you think you feel that constant, low-grade hum of irritability? It is your suppressed strength trying to find an exit. It is the too-muchness of your soul banging against the walls of the not-enoughness of your life. Stop telling yourself the lie that someday the right people will find you and give you permission to be yourself. Permission is not given, it is taken. Mitsuri didn't find her place by becoming more normal. She found her place when she joined the Demon Slayer Corps, a place so dangerous, so extreme, and so violent that her freakishness became her greatest asset. The lesson? Your flaws are only flaws because you are standing in the wrong room. In a room of cowards, courage looks like insanity. In a room of the blind, the one with sight is a sorcerer. In a room of the weak, your strength is a threat. The steel mind philosophy demands that you stop trying to fix your intensity and start changing your environment. You don't need a therapist to tell you how to be less. You need a battlefield that is worthy of your more. Let us dissect the weapon. Mitsuri Kanroji does not carry a standard Nichiren sword. She carries a whip blade. It is thin, flexible, and utterly uncontrollable for anyone but her. It is the perfect metaphor for a soul that has embraced its own contradiction. Most people think that to be strong, you must be rigid. They think a steel mind is a block of unmoving iron. They are wrong. A block of iron is brittle. Hit it hard enough, and it shatters. True strength, the kind that survives the upper moons of life, is the strength of the whip blade. It is the ability to be soft and flexible one moment, and then to snap with bone-crushing velocity the next. The hidden pain of Mitsuri was the belief that she had to choose. She thought she could be a strong warrior or a loving woman. She didn't realize that her strength flowed from her love, her desire to protect, her joy in the world, her pink energy that was the fuel for her steel actions. You are currently caught in the same false dichotomy. You think that if you become disciplined and hard, you have to kill your emotions. You think that if you want to be successful, you have to stop being you. Listen to me. Your unique color, the things that make you weird, sensitive, or obsessive, is not the obstacle to your discipline. It is the reason for it. If you are a creative, don't try to be a creative who acts like a businessman. Be a creative who uses business as a weapon to protect their art. If you are an empath, don't try to toughen up. Use your empathy as a radar to navigate the battlefield of human manipulation. The steel mind is not about erasing your personality. It is about weaponizing it. It is about taking the very things society mocked you for and turning them into a whip blade that no one else can wield. Why do we fail? Because we follow cliches. We follow the 10 steps to success, written by people who don't have our 8x muscle density. We try to use a standard sword for a whip blade soul. It doesn't work. It will never work. You must stop looking for a mentor who tells you how to be like them, and start looking for the fire that allows you to be more like you. This is the continuation of the Steel Mind Master Script. We are now entering the heart of the transformation where the philosophy meets the fire. Understanding your pain is the autopsy. Now, we begin the resurrection. You have spent years as a masterpiece covered in soot, trying to convince the world you are just another piece of coal. No more. To reclaim the Luan True, the love pillar within you, you must pass through 3 distinct chambers of the Steel Mind Forge. The first chamber is silent. It is where you stop lying to yourself. You have certain traits that you've been told are too much. Maybe you're too loud. Maybe your ambition makes your family uncomfortable. Maybe you have a physical energy that feels like a coiled spring. Look at those traits. Don't look at them as problems to be solved. Look at them as the raw ore of your Nichiren blade. Mitsuri's monster was her appetite and her muscle density. For years, she tried to starve her body to feed her social acceptance. It almost killed her soul. Your monster is currently starving. What is it? Is it your need to lead? Is it your obsession with perfection? Is it your relentless curiosity that bores everyone around you? Write it down. Name it. Own it. Say it out loud. I am not intense. I am powerful. I am not weird. I am rare. The moment you stop pathologizing your nature is the moment you stop being a victim of it. The second chamber is violent. It is where you destroy the normal person you've been pretending to be. This is the hardest part because normal is a warm, comfortable cage. It's where your friends expect you to stay. It's the version of you that people like because that version doesn't challenge them. You must be willing to let that version die. Think of Mitsuri again. She had to walk away from the prospect of a standard marriage. She had to accept that she might never be the ideal wife of her era. She chose the path of the demon slayer, a path of blood, sweat, and social isolation over a life of comfortable pretense. In your life, this means setting boundaries that bleed. It means saying no to social gatherings that drain your spirit. It means being okay with being the villain in someone else's story because you refuse to play a supporting role in their mediocrity. If they call you selfish, let them. If they call you arrogant, let them. A lion does not lose sleep over the opinion of sheep, but a lion masquerading as a sheep loses its mind. Destroy the mask. Let them see the pink hair, Let them see the dense muscle. Let them be shocked. The shock of the world is the confirmation of your liberation. The final chamber is where we turn your too-muchness into a service. Screaming into the void is not strength, it's just noise. Mitsuri didn't just walk around showing off her strength for ego. She directed it. She turned her freakish body into a shield for the weak. She turned her uncontrollable emotions into a source of endless stamina on the battlefield. This is the Steel Mind Directive. Discipline is the container for your power. If you are obsessive, use that obsession to master a craft that saves lives or builds empires. If you are highly sensitive, use that sensitivity to read the room and lead people who are lost. If you are aggressive, use that aggression to crush the obstacles that stop your team from succeeding. Power without a container is a flood. Power within a container is a hydroelectric dam. You are not trying to be less. You are trying to be more, but with a laser-like focus. Ask yourself, who does my strength protect? If your answer is, only myself, your flame will eventually burn you out. But if your strength is the wall that stands between your family and poverty, or between your community and injustice, then your too-muchness becomes a divine mandate. You will no longer feel guilty for being strong. You will feel a responsibility to be stronger. We are reaching the end of this transmission, but the beginning of your war. The story of Mitsuri Kanroji isn't a cute story about a girl in love. It is a story about the terror of being different and the glory of refusing to hide it. It is a story that proves the world only loves you when you have the courage to love the parts of yourself that the world finds unacceptable. You have spent enough time in the shadows. You have wasted enough of your limited lifespan trying to be a standard version of a human being. But the standard is a lie. The standard is for people who are afraid to live. You are a steel mind warrior. You do not seek to be understood by the masses. You seek to be utilized by your purpose. Look at your life. Where have you been dyeing your hair black? Where have you been eating less than you need? Where have you been softening your voice so you don't wake the neighbors? Stop it. Wake them up. Let them see your intensity. Let them be overwhelmed by your passion. Let them be intimidated by your discipline. Some will leave. Let them go. They were never your people. But some will stay. Some will see your rook-rur, your pink and green fire, and they will realize that they, too, have been hiding. You will become the lighthouse for the other monsters who are tired of pretending to be men. Carry this with you for the next decade. Let it be the voice in your head when the world tries to shrink you. Don't lower your standards to make the world less blinded. Make them wear sunglasses when they look at you. I don't want your like. I don't want a mindless subscribe. If you are still the same person you were 30 minutes ago, then I have failed, and you have wasted your time. I want a commitment. I want you to go to the comments right now. Do not write something generic. I want you to name the one monster trait you have been hiding, the one thing about you that people say is too much, and I want you to declare, here and now, that you are going to weaponize it. Write it as a declaration of war against your own mediocrity. I am your name, and your trait is no longer a flaw. It is my blade. Do it now, because the world is getting darker, and we don't need more normal people. We need the freaks. We need the too much people. We need the ones who have the strength of a titan and the heart of a lover. We need you, but only if you are brave enough to be you.